Starship Troopers, the reboot. I mean, I should be loving this because I'm a massive, massive, massive fan of the Paul Verhoeven 1997 original, starring Casper Van Dien, Neil Patrick Harris, and Dina Meyer. And Denise Richards. Let's not forget the housewife of Beverly Hills herself, or one of the housewives. So Neill Blomkamp, sorry, who directed District 9, Elysium, Chappie, the recent, I was going to say Fast and Furious, Gran Turismo for Sony, is writing and directing a new version of Starship Troopers along with his wife. Him and her are writing it, but he's directing it. Now, I love Starship Troopers. I've been aching for a new film. A new something, whatever. There has been talks for years. I think not Neill Blomkamp, funnily enough, spoke about, like, he said something on his Instagram saying, like, working on it or something. I'm sure he spoke about something. Someone said something like, oh, please reboot Starship Troopers, and he's like working on it, or leave it to me or something like that. He commented something years ago. I think it was like pre-COVID. And I was like, he could be good. But then I remembered he was working on an Aliens sequel. It was going to retcon Alien 3 and all that kind of stuff, and just do like Michael Biehn's Hicks is alive and all that kind of stuff. So it was going to bring back Michael Biehn, bring back Sigourney Weaver. That get kicked to the curb because Ridley Scott is just probably a prick. He was going to reboot or revive RoboCop with RoboCop Returns, which was going to be basically what Paul Verhoeven would be like if he directed a sequel to RoboCop. That never happened. So I kind of I held my breath. I'm holding my breath for this. I will be honest. He is very unlucky when it comes to big IPs he is attached to, puts his back in heart and soul and sweat and blood into it, and goes nowhere. Like, he actually got to a point where he designed like concept art for his Alien 5. Sigourney Weaver was even on board and being like, I like this. Yep. It never happened. The RoboCop one never happened. I mean, we are getting a new RoboCop at some point with from someone at Amazon. I think we're getting a TV show from James Wan and his production company Atomic Monster. And there's a movie at some point going to be in the works. So Neill Blomkamp doing Starship Troopers, yeah. But then I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know if it will end up happening. I don't know. I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt. It's an exclusive from Variety. And yep, I'm so behind it, but I'm like, it probably won't happen. But here, let's just go with it. But the difference in this new one is he's not going to he's not going to continue on or do a reboot of the 1997 film. He wants to do a new adaptation of the 1959 Robert A. Heinlein book, which was so controversial, so ahead of its time, which Paul Verhoeven then obviously took and completely changed it. He kept like the idea of Johnny Rico, like the character of Johnny Rico, fighting bugs, all that kind of stuff, the political satire, but he just changed it and made it his own kind of political satire, which I love it. I fucking love Starship Troopers. I've never read the book, but I maybe should actually, or maybe I shouldn't, because if they're going to actually adapt that into a movie, then I don't want to spoil the movie. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Johnny Rico. So obviously Johnny Rico sort of dies in the movie halfway through. Not even halfway through, like, nearly there, nearly halfway through. He dies and sort of dies. Killed in action. But I think in the book, Johnny Rico does actually die. He like actually dies and he's dead. And it's like I'm sure, if I'm correct, if I remember reading bits of it, he does actually die. Like, he's dead. But yeah, so you could do something with that. Anyway, I don't know. I like the idea. I just don't like the idea of someone new playing Johnny Rico. I think if they're going to do it, create a whole new character for the fans to get behind, for audiences to get behind. There was talk of Casper Van Dien, original Johnny Rico, doing a legacy TV series, but that got scrapped. I think it was during COVID that got scrapped, or was it before the writer's strike? There was something. I remember hearing something about it. It's weird though because because Sony are producing it, but Sony are also producing a Helldivers movie, which Helldivers 2 is literally a homage to Starship Troopers. So it'll be very interesting to see them actually make a Starship Troopers reboot as well as a Starship Troopers homage film. So it'll be like survival of the fittest of who actually wins. It would be sort of, not that I want it to happen, but it'd be sort of ironic if the Helldivers movie does better than the Starship Troopers movie. Being that it's essentially a homage to Starship Troopers. But yeah, what do you guys think? I'm excited, but I'm sort of skeptical on how adaptation of the book he's going to go, like the 1959 book. Because like I said, Paul Verhoeven took aspects of the book and made a whole thing on his own thing. Where I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, any Starship Troopers is better than no Starship Troopers. I would like Casper Van Dien to come back. I'd like a sequel to the original film. Do something like that. I know there was direct-to-DVD films, but they're not, yeah. And have Casper Van Dien train up a whole new group of roughnecks. But I don't know if that would work nowadays. I think you would need to do a reboot and start a whole new version of the character or whatever, rather than bringing back a character from a movie that was not a box office success, done okay with critics. Yes, it's now become a cult classic, and fans, it's beloved by fans around the world, but I don't think it's quite the film that you could announce a new movie with Casper Van Dien on the big screen and have it as some legacy sequel kind of thing. I don't know. So it probably is right to do this. And like I said, the good thing is you can make a whole new adaptation and not really tread on the toes of the 1987 Paul Verhoeven original. So you could do your own thing. But yeah, like I said, what do you guys think? Comment down below, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.